So I was thinking, right? Oh, want me to stretch? I can't get that light right now. Hold on. So I don't know how many of you talk to yourself, but I am constantly, like my girlfriend said, Ruby, I could imagine what goes on your head because you are constantly talking to yourself. You are constantly talking. So I was just having this conversation with myself and thinking about my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend now, and how, like, well, I had another friend of mine who reached out to me to see how I was doing, and I was like, oh, you know, like, I miss having that male companion, you know? And I was like, I'd like to see you, you know? Like, I want to see him, you know? I'm going through some stuff right now, and even though I have a girlfriend, like, I want to be around in a man's company, you know? And it's not sexual. It's not about the sex, you know, even though sex in the way it's supposed to be is a great thing. There's nothing wrong with sex because that's how I got here. That's how you got here. That's how we all got here, through some good sex. But, you know, sometimes you want to be in a man's. So, as I was saying that, you know, you want to be in a man, like, I want to be in a man's company. You know, and what I was thinking about, and I was saying to myself, wow, as far back as I could remember, since I was like in my early 20s, a kid, you know, I've always dated. I've always had a boyfriend. And then I got married. And then after I got divorced, I was always in the company of a male friend, a male companion. And that person became my friend, my best friend, and the only friend who I would kind of talk to and, you know, interact with, and, you know, because it was great company, you know? And I say that, and some, you know, this may not be the best advice for women, because some women, you know, we don't all have it wrapped tight, or we don't have the power or the wherewithal to be discerning in terms of relationships, you know, something that's healthy for us. The last relationship I've ever been in, I've never had terrible relationships with the opposite sex, you know, with men. The only bad relationship I had was my very first relationship, and I don't think my mom schooled me properly in telling me once a man hits you, they're going to hit you again. You know, when they apologize and they cry and they say, oh, I'm not going to do it again, most likely they're going to do it again. So, and after that relationship, never again was I in a tumultuous relationship, or an abusive one, or even a verbal abusive relationship, mentally abusive. You know, I never really experienced a lot of that. I've only really experienced relationships that were supportive. I mean, you have your days when things are not going well, but that's in anything. That's with your mother, that's with your brother. You have times when your relationship is not the best. And so it's not going to always be perfect. We're human beings. But I've never really tolerated relationships that were going to make me, you know, not healthy for me. So, for example, one of my friends called me, who I dated, and he was, as much as he claimed to had really loved me and been into you know, me, he was a player. Like, wow, really? You know, you have a good woman and you want to be a player. All right, you know, and I don't know if it's because I'm not really into people really becoming so attached to me, like to the point where they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do without you, and blah, 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 and become very obsessive. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I deal with an obsessive man, I'm going to become very, you know, I can't deal with that. And I will become more crazy than you. All right? I will you want to flip and act crazy, I'm going to show you crazy. Because I can get really crazy. But I digress. Where was I? I've had pretty decent relationships, you know, or dated pretty cool people for the most part. But that friend who calls back to like, oh, like, can I see you? No, no, no. And you have not even been calling me during this time either. So why are you don't even call me now. You didn't call me while I was going through this issue to see how you doing, cat, dog, you need anything, is everything okay, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden now, you know that I break up with my boyfriend, you want to call me? No, I don't think so. That you just like the boyfriend. the ex-boyfriend. You're just like him. You're just like him. You know, opportunist. You know, you're not there for the heart, for the soul of the person, because all the time that you've been keeping up with me and watching my videos or whatever, you didn't call. Now you want to call. I mean, I don't dislike anyone. I love everyone, and we're all here to help one another and be, you know, to support one another, and that's what we should do. But, you know, I'm just saying, I'm talking about women who are not discerning and knowing what's right for them and what they should accept, and not because they don't want to be lonely, that they accept anything, because that's not me. I just want to be in a man's company right now, a male, you know. It's not me being lonely. And if I am lonely, so what? You know, if you consider it lonely, then it's lonely. But I like my space. I like having, you know, I don't really want no man right now or not anytime really much running my life and telling me what to do, and because we're all human, and telling me how to sit, jump, how high. No, I don't play that. So I don't know. My point is, you know, I would like to be, you know, I want to be in a man's company. Oh, who is calling? Nope. So, why did I bring this all up? I'm just saying that I want to be in a man's company, and it's okay, you know. Right. So, a friend texted me and said, "Are you okay?" Who had been calling me throughout this experience and seeing if I was okay and blah, blah, blah. And that was it. Nothing more. But I said, you know what? I want to see you. Can you come by? I just, you know, it's like, you know, I want to be in a man's company. That's always been my friend, you know, like because I feel like I'm such a dude too. I think maybe that's it too, because I'm not really like a girly girl. Even though I like hair, I like a little makeup, I like to dress cute, but I'm really like, I grew up with all brothers. I grew up with all brothers. My mother's sister has 8 boys and 1 girl. My mother had 4 boys, 1 girl. I grew up with all brothers. I'm like a tomboy. I sometimes act like a dude, and sometimes I think if I wasn't who I am, I would probably think that I was like kind of like gay, but I don't like women. You know, I'm not sexually attracted to women, but I'm just like a boy, like a tomboy. I've always been a tomboy. So maybe that's why I don't mind being in, or would like to be in, a guy's company, because that's what I'm used to. I'm telling you, throughout my entire life, all my relationships, how I moved on was I had a friend, and I had a friend, and I had a friend. Oh, it's over? Okay. It's easy because, all right. That void is filled, you know? It's like I have a friend. Now my friend, maybe is someone I could now date. Just like my ex-boyfriend who had his friend, he now has a new friend. So even if he's seeing me, he can always have his friend who maybe that's someone he'd like to be with in the future. So I let him have her now. Go right ahead. Everything that I need to get done is done. We've helped each other. You've helped me create an amazing space. Season is over. It's time to move on. I think I talked a little bit too much in this video. Alrighty. I opened up a whole lot more. Have a great day, everyone. A friend is a friend is a friend.